Chapter 1, One of Us is Lying, Karen McManus. Part 1, Simon Says. Chapter 1, Bronwyn, Monday, September 24th, 2:55 p.m. A sex tape, a pregnancy scare, 2 cheating scandals, and that's just this week's update. If you all knew of Baywood High was Simon Keller's gossip app, you'd wonder how anyone found time to go to class. Old news, Bronwyn, says a voice over my shoulder. Wait till you see tomorrow's post. Damn, I hate getting caught reading about that, especially by its creator. I lower my phone and slam my locker shut. Whose life are you ruining next, Simon? Simon falls into step beside me as I move against the flow of students heading for the exit. It's public service, he says, with a dismissive wave. You tutor Reggie Crawley, don't you? Wouldn't you rather know he has a camera in his bedroom? I don't bother answering. Me getting anywhere near the bedroom of perpetual stoner Reggie Crawley is about as likely as Simon growing a conscience. Anyway, they bring it on themselves. If people didn't lie and cheat, I'd be out of business. Simon's cold blue eyes take in my lengthening strides. Where are you rushing off to? Covering yourself in extracurricular glory? I wish, as if to taunt me. An alert crosses my phone. Mathlete practice, 3 p.m. A post coffee, followed by the text from one of my teammates. Evan's here. Of course he is. The cute mathlete, less of an oxymoron if you might think, seems to only ever show up when I can't. Not exactly, I say. As a general rule, and especially lately, I try to give Simon as little information as possible. We push through green metal doors to the back stairwell, a dividing line between the dinginess of the original Bayview High and its bright, airy new wing. Every year, more wealthy families get priced out of San Diego and come 50 miles east to Bayview, expecting that their tax dollars will buy them a nicer school experience than popcorn ceilings and scarred linoleum. Simon's still on my heels when I reach Mr. Avery's lab on the 3rd floor, and I half turn with my arms crossed. Don't you have someplace to be? Yeah, detention, Simon says as he waits for me to keep walking. When I grasp the knob instead, he bursts out laughing. You're kidding me. You too? What's your crime? I'm wrongfully accused, I mutter, and I yank the door open. 3 other students already seated, and I pause to take them in. Not the group I would have predicted, except one. Nate McCauley tips his chair back and smirks at me. You make a wrong turn? This is detention, not student council. He should know. Nate's been in trouble since 5th grade, which is right around the same time we last spoke. The gossip mill tells me he's on probation with Bayview's finest for something. It might be a DUI, it might be drug dealing, it might be a notorious supplier. But my knowledge is purely theoretical. Save the commentary, Mr. Avery checks something off the clipboard and closes the door behind Simon. High arched windows lining the back wall send triangles of afternoon sun splashing across the floor. A faint sound of football practice float from the field behind the parking lot below. I take a seat as Cooper Clay, who's palming a crumbled piece of paper like a baseball, whispers, "Heads up, Addie," and tosses it towards the girl across from him. Addie Prentice blinks, smiles uncertainly, and lets the ball drop to the floor. The classroom clock inches towards 3, and I found its progress with helpless feeling of injustice. Shouldn't even be here. I should be at Epoch Coffee, flirting awkwardly with Evan Neiman over differential equations. Mr. Avery is a give detention first, ask questions never kind of guy. But maybe there's still some time to change his mind. I clear my throat and start to raise my hand until I notice Nate's smirk broadening. Mr. Avery, that wasn't my phone you found. I don't know how it got into my bag. This is mine, I say, brandishing my iPhone. It's a melon-striped case. Honestly, you would have to be clueless to bring a phone into Mr. Avery's lab. He has a strict no-phone policy and spends the first 10 minutes of every class rooting through backpacks like he's head of airline security and we're all on the watch list. My phone was in my locker, like always. You too? Addie turns to me so quickly, her blonde shampoo hair swirls around her shoulders. She must have been surgically removing her boyfriend in order to show up alone. That wasn't my phone either. Me 3, Cooper chimes in. The southern accent makes it sound like a 3. He and Addie exchange surprised looks, and I wonder how this is news to them when we're part of the same clique. Maybe uber popular people have better things to talk about than unfair detentions. Somebody plunked us. Simon leans forward with his elbows on the desk, looking spring-loaded and ready to pounce on fresh gossip. His gaze starts over to the four of us, clustered in the middle of the otherwise empty classroom, before settling on Nate. Why would anybody want to trap a bunch of students with mostly spotless records in detention? It seems like the sort of thing that, I don't know, a guy who's in here all the time might do for fun. I look at Nate, but I can't picture it. Rigging detention sounds like work, and everything about Nate, from his messy dark hair to his natty leather jacket, screams, can't be bothered. Or yawns it. Maybe. He meets my eyes, but doesn't say a word, just tips his chair back even further, another millimeter, and he'll fall right over. Cooper sits up straighter, a frown crossing his Captain American face. Hang on, I thought this was a mix-up, but if the same thing happened to all of us, it's somebody's stupid idea of a prank, and I'm missing baseball practice because of it. He says it like it's a heart surgeon being detained from a life-saving operation. Mr. Avery rolls his eyes. Save the conspiracy theories for another teacher. I'm not buying it. You all know the rules against bringing phones to class, and you broke them. He gives Simon an especially sour glance. Teachers know about that exist, but there's not much I can do to stop it. Simon only uses initials to identify people and never talks openly about school. Now listen up. You're here until 4. I want each of you to write a 500-word essay on how technology is ruining American high schools. Anyone who can't follow the rules gets another detention tomorrow. What do we write with? Addie asked. There aren't any computers here. Most classrooms have Chromebooks, but Mr. Avery, who looks like he should have retired decades ago, is all about. Mr. Avery crosses to Addie's desk and taps the corner of a lined yellow notepad. We all have one. Explore the magic of longhand writing. It's a lost art. Addie's pretty heart-shaped face with a mask of confusion. But how do we know when we reach 500 words? Count, Mr. Avery replies. His eyes drop the phone, and I'm still holding. And hand that over, Miss Rojas. Doesn't the fact that you're confiscating the phone twice give you pause? Who has 2 phones? I ask. Nate grins so quick I almost miss it. Seriously, Mr. Avery, someone was playing a joke on us. Mr. Avery's snowy mustache twitches in annoyance, and he extends his hand with beckoning motion. Phone, Miss Rojas. Unless you want to return visit. I give it over with a sigh as he looks disapprovingly at others. The phones I took from the rest of you earlier are in my desk. You'll get them back after detention. Addie and Cooper exchange amused glances, probably because their actual phones are safe in their backpacks. Mr. Avery tosses the phone into a drawer and sits behind the teacher's desk, opening a book as he prepares to ignore us for the next hour. I pull out a pen, tap it against my yellow notepad, and contemplate the assignment. Does Mr. Avery really believe technology is ruining schools? That's a pretty sweeping statement to make over a few contraband phones. Maybe it's a trap and he's looking for us to contradict him instead of agree. I glance at Nate, who's bent over his notebook writing. Computers suck over and over in block letters. It's possible I'm overthinking this.